I almost didn't make this video. Almost didn't show up today. That voice that convinces me every time I start a new project or every time I start something new was loud. It was believable. It was asking, what are you doing this for anyway? What if none of this matters? What if you do all this and it's for nothing? Why don't you just give up? Do it tomorrow. Do it later. Put it off. The voice was loud, and my emotions matched it. My heart was heavy, and I almost chose not to show up. If this has ever been you, this video is for you, as it is for me too. And today, like many other days before now, I felt that pull to lean into easy. Movie, YouTube, Instagram, endless reels. But the difference between that version of me, the old version of me, and this version of me is that this version of me knows that when it's the hardest to do, that's when it matters the most. And in this moment, when everything in you wants to give up, if you choose to keep going, you build momentum. The truth is, if you hear something enough, you will start to believe it. But the good news is, that voice that doubts you, that mocks you, that comes with receipts, that reminds you of all the times in the past you've given up, that reminds you of all your flaws and all your weaknesses, that voice isn't you, and it isn't me. It's just a program. It's just something we've told ourselves because somebody has told us, or because somebody has told somebody that we know and they've shared it with us. That's all it is. And once you realize it's just a program and you separate your identity from it, you give yourself power to change it. So what is the solution? I remembered watching a YouTube video and making note of this thing that Andrew Bustamante said, former CIA agent and now YouTuber. And he said, you are not stuck. You are just lacking momentum. And what you need is to create a small victory. So the point is, in order for us to move from this point of listening to this voice, of staying in the program, what would help is if we can create momentum by giving ourselves a small victory. He said for him, that always looks like, doing something nice for his wife. And whenever we do this small victory, what happens is it creates a dopamine hit in our brain, and our brain chemistry changes, how we think and how we feel changes. And then suddenly the next step, the next little step doesn't seem so impossible anymore. So if you find yourself listening to that voice, hearing it doubt you, hearing it say, what makes you think that you're any different? You failed 100 times. What makes you think you're not going to fail 101? Remember, you are not stuck. You just need to create momentum. So give yourself a small victory. My small victory is to get up, ignore that voice, and record this. So do the small thing. Create that video. Even if no one watches, post the picture, create the content, write 3 lines off your book, start the essay, take the first step, Because success is literally one foot in front of the other. Because at the end of the day, these moments are what winners are made of. These small moments when you're overcoming yourself are what victories are made of. Not the high moments, not the finish line, but the quiet, still moment when you're facing yourself and you have to overcome every fiber of your being that's wanting to give up, and you choose to go forward. That is how winners are made. My story might be different than yours. And at the age of 39, one thing that I've learned for me personally is it's not failure that kills dreams. It's the do it later. It's the tomorrows that turn into one more day, and the one more day that turns into a week, and the week that turns into a month, the month that turns into a year, until finally I give up on one more thing again. But this doesn't have to be my story anymore. And it certainly doesn't have to be yours. Not this time. If you ever find yourself in a position like me, where you're on the edge of either giving in to resistance or building momentum, choose momentum. Create a small victory. It doesn't have to be big, just have to make you feel good enough about yourself so you can take the next step and the next step and the next step. And that might mean doing a 5 minutes walk, doing a 10-minute workout, drinking 2 glasses of water, writing 3 sentences of that essay you've been putting off. Whatever it is, build momentum, move, put one foot in front of the other. Instead of giving up, instead of giving in, instead of listening to the voice. Thank you for watching. If this video had any value, please like, share, subscribe. My name is Danya. Remember, nothing changes until you change. Thank you. Love you.